Welcome back to Mr. Menta's ELL Classroom. Today we're going to be starting Chapter 6 of the Red Book. To complete this lesson, you will need this page, page 49 of the textbook. You do not need to print that. This page, page 50 of the textbook. You do not need to print that. And this page, page 51 of the activity book. This page I want you to print if you have access to a printer. If you do not have access to a printer, write the answers on a separate sheet of paper. And you'll want a separate sheet of paper anyway for the other two pages. So, Chapter 6, let me just get the page back up here. Chapter 6 is about superlatives, which are a lot like comparatives we just talked about. Superlatives are words that mean something is the most something. Like something could be good, better, best. Better is the comparative, best is the superlative. Or, I shouldn't have started out with good because it's one of those weird words. How about take the word fast? We can have fast, faster, and fastest. That's the most fast. Nobody can be more fast because you are the fastest. Fastest is the superlative. Faster is the comparative. Okay? So we're just kind of building on what we did in the last chapter and adding this new step. So this is a classic vocabulary word for me, superlative. That's one of those words that a lot of people have no idea what that word means. You only use that word when you're going to talk about the English language, which is what we're doing here. Because when you're going to talk about that kind of word, that's what it is. So, this word itself, you can be a little proud of yourself that if you know it. Go ahead, ask your parents if they know what a superlative is. They may not. But a superlative is a word that is the most of something. Ends in EST. You're going to be an expert on it by the end of this. And you do need to know how to use them. Because even if people don't know what this word is, they do know how to use them. Okay? Okay, so let's go over our vocab for this lesson. Okay, so we have energetic, funny, generous. Generous means you give things to people. If you give things to people, you are generous. Generous people are giving. Helpful. Helpful is just more generally, just give help, so you can do anything. Whereas generous is you give stuff. Helpful is anything that helps. Okay? Honest. So it looks like what they're saying over here is this guy is admitting that he broke this window. Like you might expect him to lie about that, but he doesn't lie about it because he's honest. Honest means tell the truth. Honest people tell the truth. Number 6, lazy. Lazy people don't like to work. I'm maybe a little lazy. I think we all are sometimes. But it's not good if you do it too much. Mean. You know mean, right? Mean. Nice. Noisy. We've talked about noisy many times, so they're loud people. Obnoxious. Okay, obnoxious people are kind of rude. It's kind of like being mean, but maybe a little less so. It's not quite as bad, but it's still bad. To be obnoxious is to like not care about other people, or maybe oftentimes obnoxious people are really loud. They might be loud when someone else is trying to work. That's obnoxious. For my equipment to suddenly turn on and off on me, that's obnoxious. That is obnoxious equipment. Bad equipment. All right. 11. Patient. Patient means that you can wait. Patient people can wait. Not to be confused when you are a patient at a hospital. These are two different meanings for the same word, because English is dumb. Okay? So you might have a patient in a hospital, that's a person in a hospital, This is different. This is to be patient. This is a quality a person can have. That means they can wait and not be angry. Okay? Popular. Popular means everyone likes you, or a lot of people like you. Rude. Rude. So here somebody is cutting in front of a line. A lot of people are waiting in the line. He's just pushing them out of the way. That's rude. Rude is the opposite of polite. If you know the word polite, rude is the opposite of polite. Sloppy. Sloppy is like messy, not very organized. Okay? And then stubborn. People who are stubborn do not, they don't change their mind easily. So a lot of times if you tell a stubborn person to do something, they'll be like, no. But also, a stubborn person, sometimes being stubborn can be good. Sometimes a stubborn person can be like, I believe I can do this. I'm not going to give up. And then that can be a good thing. So they tend to have what they call willpower, strong will. It can be good or it can be bad. All right. That's enough vocabulary. Let's go on to the next page. All right. So now we're going to talk about superlatives. Give you some examples, okay? So at the top it says, the smartest person I know. Smartest is a superlative. So over here we have smart. That is an adjective. And then we have the smartest. Now we've made it a superlative adjective, okay? It's describing a noun, describing a person. But now we're saying the smartest, the most smart. Okay? Kind, the kindest. As I'll zoom in on that. I'll zoom in. There, can you see that better? Kind, the kindest. Okay? Nice, the nicest. Notice the word nice ends in an E. So when we add EST to the end of it, we really just add the ST because we already had an E. Kind of like before when we were adding ER. Same rule. Safe, the safest. It's pretty intuitive, I think, but it ends in an E, so we don't need to add another E, just ST. Funny, the funniest. Again, notice here, just like in chapter 5, we have a Y at the end of the word. So we change the Y to an I. We change the Y to an I. The funniest changes to an I. Okay? Pretty, the prettiest. Again, the Y changes to an I. The Y changes to an I. Watch out. You're going to need to remember this when we do our exercises, okay? They're telling you this for a reason. They're going to come back and ask you again. So make sure you've remembered these rules. We change the Y to an I. And finally, big, the biggest. Notice again, just like in chapter 5, when we had a vowel and then one letter, one consonant, we double it up, okay? To prevent the vowel rule from kicking in. So just like we added a G when we went from big to bigger, we add a G when we go from big to biggest. Okay? Because if there was no G here, then the E would make the I a long vowel. Remember the long vowel rules? We talked about it a while ago, but I would hope you still remember. Okay? Hot, the hottest. Again, we have to double this T because we've got a vowel here and a vowel here in the E. So we have to double the T. Okay? So those are the little tricky spelling rules that you have to know because English is weird that we are going to be looking out for as we do our exercises. All right. I think we are ready to do an exercise. Let's see here. You know what? Let's start out with the activity sheet. So let's take this out. Okay. And we're going to start about saying superlatives, say the most of something, okay? And we're going to fill in the words, okay? So, I think Alice is very bright. She certainly is. She's the brightest student in our class. Get that? We took very bright to the brightest. That means she's the top. She's above everyone else if she's the brightest. She's not just bright, she's the brightest. Okay? So number 2. Your brother Tom is very neat. He certainly is. He's the... What are we going to say? And how are we going to spell it? Be careful. Okay? Watch out. Remember, changing that Y to the I. Remember, sometimes we have to add another letter to prevent the vowel from becoming long. Okay? So how are you going to spell it? He's the neatest, right? But think about your spelling. Think about the rules I just talked about. Take a minute and fill in all the answers to this. Okay? Read them carefully. And then when you're done, come back to me and I will go over this. And remember, watch your spelling. We're going to go over the spelling, okay? So be careful about your spelling. All right, get to work. Pause the video. All right, did you pause the video? Finish your work? All right, so starting up here. He's the neatest person I know. That's going to be N-E-A-T-E-S-T. Because neat already has a long E. So we don't add an extra T. I know it can be tricky. That's why we're talking about it. You should have one T. Okay? N-E-A-T-E-S-T. Check your work. Okay? We are not done. We are not even close to done. You are still working now. Okay? First you write the worksheet, then you check your work along with me. That's how this works, okay? So keep coming. Stay with me, okay? All right. Next, number 3. Our upstairs neighbors are very nice. I agree. They're the nicest people in the building. Nicest. N-I-C-E-S-T. Nicest. Okay? We already had an E on the end, so we just need to add the S-T. I'll bring it down a little so you can see the picture. Number 4. This dress is very fancy. I know. It's the fanciest dress in the store. The fanciest. F-A-N-C-I-E-S-T. Make sure you get that I in there because the Y changed to an I. Okay? All right, next, number 5. Number 5. I think Nancy is very friendly. I agree. She's the friendliest person in our office. Friendliest spelled F-R-I-E-N-D-L-I-E-S-T. Okay? Again, that rule with the Y changed to an I. Number 6. Timothy is very quiet. I know. He's the quietest boy in the school. That's Q-U-I-E-T-E-S-T. Okay? Quietest. All right, number 7. Is their new baby cute? In my opinion, she's the cutest baby girl in the hospital. C-U-T-E-S-T. Cutest. 8. That dog is very big. It certainly is. It's the biggest dog in the neighborhood. Now pay attention here. B-I-G-G-E-S-T. Two G's. Two G's. B-I-G-G-E-S-T. Did you spell it with two G's? If not, change it. Alright, and next. 9. Your cousin Steve is very sloppy, Steve. He certainly is. He's the sloppiest person I know. S-L-O-P-P-I-E-S-T. Again, we changed the Y to an I. Number 10. Morton Miller is very mean. I agree. He's the meanest man in town. Meanest. M-E-A-N-E-S-T. You might have thought you needed another N there, but you don't because the E is already long. You only need to add another letter to protect a short vowel from becoming long. Here we had a vowel that was already long. Mean. E. Mean. Okay. Good. Alright, so you got that all checked up. Let's finish up now by going back to our textbook, back to this page. And we're going to do some of these exercises. So, I think your friend Margaret is very smart. She certainly is. She's the smartest person I know. Okay? Okay. So, let's go. I think I remember deciding that I wanted to do just some of these, but not all. Let's do the first. Yeah, how about 2, 3, 4, and 5? So I'll do one for you. That'll be an example, and then you do 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that should about cover it. Okay, so this would be like, your Aunt Emma kind. So what I would say is, I think your Aunt Emma is very kind. And then say, she certainly is. She's the kindest person I know. Okay? So watch your spelling, watch your grammar. And we're going to make more sentences like these about this. Of course, we're going to have to change she to he and she to they and stuff like that. Do number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll call it a day. Okay? Alright. So pause the video now and write down those sentences on your separate sheet of paper for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pause the video? I hope you paused the video. Okay. Let's go over the answers. So, you should write, I think your friend Jim is very bright. And in case anyone is unclear, bright really just means smart. It's just another word for smart. Okay? Alright, and so then he certainly is. He is the brightest person I know. Brightest. B-R-I-G-H-T-E-S-T. Number 3. I think your parents are very nice. They certainly are. They're the nicest, N-I-C-E-S-T, people I know. Okay. Number 4. I think your Uncle Ted is very funny. He certainly is. He's the funniest person I know. Funniest, F-U-N-N-I. Did you remember your I? The Y changed to an I. So F-U-N-N-I. I-E-S-T. Okay? And number 5. I think your sister is very pretty. She certainly is. She's the prettiest person I know. Prettiest. P-R-E-T-T-I-E-S-T. Okay? All right. That's a pretty good lesson. Let's stop it there.